What the heck is up, guys? It's Jacob here, and today we're making a video on how to make older, slower computers perform like new, if you will, like very fast, good. So, anyways, a lot of people think that I don't know how many people come up to me and ask me. They always tell me their computer's running slow, or um, it runs like crap, and they have a good computer. They have, most of the time it's laptops, by the way, but they have a good computer, but they just don't really pay attention to what they do. They're not really conscious or careful what they do on their computer, and usually that ends up screwing up their computer. Um, I'll show you guys right now. Here, let's take a peek at my desktop. The actual camera is sitting on top of it. Kind of embarrassing right now, but I'm not gonna lie. I mean, let's flip it around here. This is currently my desktop. It's a Dell, what is it? It's a Dimension 4700C. This is my grandparents' old computer. Now, this is probably a 10-year-old computer, I'm not going to lie. This is about 10 years old. It has 768 megabytes of RAM, so less than a gigabyte of RAM. It's got a 512 and a 256 stick in there, so less than a gig of RAM. It's got a dual core, I think it's a Pentium processor, 2.6 or 2.8 gigahertz. We'll take a look at that in a minute when we fire it up. And it's got an 80 gigabyte hard drive, and it runs Windows 8.1 and Linux Ubuntu 12.04 or 12.10 or whatever the hell it's at. I don't even know what it is right now. But anyways, this thing actually runs probably faster than some modern computers do, honestly. And you're going, what the hell? The reason is because I keep it very, very clean. I just recently got this desktop. It's right now my primary desktop, which is kind of embarrassing, like I said. But I am building a new desktop very soon. I got the parts for it. I'm still just waiting on a few more things. And I'll do a video on that when I do build it. But anyways, this right now is my primary machine because I dumped all my money into my server, so I never really had any money for desktop. But we are building a desktop soon, and I'll do videos on that. Anyways, how do we get a computer this old running so smoothly? Well, I learned a few tips and tricks from school because at school, government budget today, no one's got any money to buy new computers. So they have computers literally like this, maybe a little bit newer than this, probably a little bit newer, maybe a gig or two of RAM. But and they run actually impressively fast. So what's the key? Well, they all used to run Windows XP or Windows 7 or Vista on them. But now they switched. They've literally bought a license for each and every computer, and they switched everything to Windows 8. So Windows 8 is actually a very, very fast operating system. Let me show you guys how fast this computer boots up. It's kind of loud, but it actually is very impressive how fast this thing can boot up, It takes us to the boot screen, and it starts, defaults to Ubuntu, so we're going to actually choose the Windows 8 option. Go like that, and it'll take just a couple seconds. See if we can focus in on it here. There it goes. And it's already ready to go. That was just a couple seconds. That was not in standby, that wasn't in, sleep mode or anything like that. That was a full power up. This thing was turned off. So, I mean, it's very, very quickly. I mean, that was less than probably, I don't know, 20 seconds. And that's amazingly fast for a computer this old. How does it do that? So, I mean, you see boot videos of insane computers on YouTube that, boot into Windows 7 and they can't even boot that fast. And the reason is because of the operating system. The Windows 8 operating system, or at least the Windows 8.1, is a very, very fast operating system. It runs very good on old computers. So if you do have an old computer, it's definitely worth investing into the Windows 8 operating system. So the main thing is when you have your operating system on here, it's best to just start off with a whole new operating system. If you've already screwed up your computer, just start all over. Get a Windows 8.1 and start it over. And there's many things you got to look into once you have got Windows 8 on here. You got to be careful of that. Really can screw up your computer. We'll go into a actual screencast here in a second, and we'll look at it on the actual screen. And I'll show you guys the things to look out for. But yeah, I just want to show you guys that you can have an old machine just like this running just as fast as a modern computer. I render video on this thing. The video that you guys are watching right now, 1080p, will be processed on this computer right here. It will be edited and rendered on this computer with less than a gig of RAM and an old Pentium processor. Let's go ahead and take a look at the command, or not the command, but the task manager here. Actually, I'll go ahead and switch it to the screen recorder here. So let's go ahead and do that real quick. Alright guys, so here we are. We're actually on the computer right now. And as you can see, there's a lot of stuff actually installed on here. There's some bigger programs, there's some smaller programs. Nothing on here is too big. You notice that we don't have anything on here like Photoshop or anything. You can't go crazy with it, but it will do very basic and actually some more than basic tasks on a computer this old, and it can carry them out very well. I've never had this computer crash on me since I've had it. I've had it for close to a month now, and it's been very good to me as far as how it operates. It's lagged a couple times, but it's never been ever actually crashed. So let's go ahead and take a look at the performance on it. Now, of course, Windows 8 has a lot more advanced performance. It shows the disks and everything. It's a lot better than the old Task Manager. I like it a lot better. But anyways, we look at the CPU. I mean, it's not that great. I mean, we're just idling right now, and I mean, normally you would idle at like what, 2% or something like that. I mean, it's up at 20. You know, it jumps around a lot. It's very unstable. But I mean, I push this CPU when I'm rendering video and stuff all the way up to 100%, obviously, and it just runs non-stop. But it actually, it doesn't ever crash. It runs very well. And Windows 8 actually has a very good way of handling things. If you have a Windows 7 operating system or something, it's very GUI demanding. It has a lot of graphics on it, so it's very demanding on your processor just to produce the graphics. Windows 8 is very, very good. I mean, I do bag on it for its looks and stuff, but it actually is it handles very well on slower and older machines, and that's the big thing about it, and that's why I do like Windows 8, is it's a lot faster at processing things than other operating systems. So we're running 2.79 gigahertz. It looks like, I'm pretty sure it's a dual core. It says actually it's a single core. So it's actually, okay, a single physical core and 2 logical cores. So it's a Pentium R4. I don't even know. It's something so old. But anyways, this is the CPU. Here's the RAM. I mean, we're pretty much maxing it out. I mean, the RAM, like I said, is 758 megabytes, and it maxes itself out. We do have a swap on here. It's not a swap on Windows. That's what it's called on Linux. But we do have a certain amount of hard disk space allocated to be used as RAM. But the hard disk is so slow, it doesn't really help us that much either. And the disk is actually most of the time our bottleneck. The disk actually normally runs at 100% whenever we carry out like any task. So that's the problem on this computer. But anyways, once you have installed your operating system, if you go to the control panel, if we go to settings and then we go to the control panel, just make sure this piece of crap is recording. Sometimes it doesn't. Anyways, if we go to the control panel and then we go to programs, we can go to programs and features, and you can see that, I mean, there's everything that's on here I've installed. Sometimes when you buy a computer from the store or whatever, or if you got it from somewhere, it comes with a bunch of crap on here that you really don't need. Honestly, you don't need any programs on your computer when you first get it. There may be a driver or something on there, or maybe the manual, but that's about it. There's a bunch of free, software and crap that they give you that's just a bunch of junk. Obviously, stuff like Microsoft Word and stuff, if you get that, don't delete stuff like that, but there's a lot of crap that is installed on your computer that you don't need. So just delete all that. Everything that's on here, I've installed. But here's the thing, guys. People tend to think, and it's very false, people tend to think that the more programs they have, the slower their computer is. They'll go, and this is what they look at. They go to their computer here, and they see that their hard disk is almost full. And they're like, oh, crap, this is getting pretty full. My computer is full of crap, so it's slow. Honestly, the hard disk has a very, very, very small impact on the speed of your computer. I mean, it does have a large impact, the actual hard disk itself, the read and write speed, but how much stuff you have on the hard disk itself doesn't affect your operating system at all, really. It's very, very, very subtle. So I can have this thing maxed out. I mean, I can have less than a megabyte of space left, and this operating system will still run pretty much just as smooth as it would if it had nothing on it, right? I mean, it will have to search a little bit more for the files and stuff that are on there because it's so packed, but it doesn't, the response times aren't that much different than if it were a brand new hard disk, you know? So deleting software on your computer doesn't necessarily help your computer run any faster. And deleting shortcuts, this is one thing that always cracks me up. People will click it and they'll hit the delete key, and then they'll send the shortcut to the recycle bin, and that doesn't do crap. That doesn't delete your program. If you do that and you think it's gonna make your computer faster, you're kidding yourself. You can have a million icons on here, and it's not gonna slow down your computer at all. Icons do not slow down your computer. Um, you know, the software, as long as it's not running, it's not really taking up any processing power on your computer itself, so that doesn't matter. Let me show you guys what actually does tend to slow down your computer. Let's go ahead and go to Google Chrome. Now you'll notice that when the browser opens up, it actually opens up to the default Google Chrome. It has the new tab page and it has the Google, right? Okay, so here we are on Google Chrome. Now if you open up your Google Chrome and you have some weird search bar and it's just asking you to, like, it's like some fun mod search or something like that, or fun moods, or you have some weird search bar that's not Google, and you're opening up Google Chrome, then you're probably screwed already, okay? Because when you have stuff like that, when you have a bunch of toolbars up here and stuff like that, then you've probably gone to some pages on the internet, and this is what slows down so many computers. And you go to download something, or you go to a website and you accidentally click a link, and they install software on your computer without you knowing, or, you know, if you're not very tech savvy, you just clicked and installed a piece of software or a toolbar or something on your computer, and a lot of times they do run in the background. They are a background process, and they take up processing power, they slow down your computer, they slow down everything, and they screw up your search engine, they screw up everything on your computer. So let's go ahead and take a look at an example. Let's just type in some generic, you know, thing that everyone looks up. Free music. Let's just go here. Free music, right? So I'm not even going to search an artist. I'm not going to search anything. I'm just going to go ahead and click, let's see. Let's go to this link right here. I don't know anything about this. I've never been on here. Okay, but when you see big, see this big green button, free music, download, click here, you know? This is where a lot of people get screwed. There's like 20 download buttons. When you see more than one download button on the page, and you see these big, huge green ones, that's a key that it's probably gonna install some other crap on your computer that you don't want to. And you see how the button starts to activate already when I'm down here? Like, it's not even a real button. This isn't even like a real button. It's just like a huge link that's gonna take me to somewhere. You can see that down here. Look down here at the address bar, or not the address bar, but the little. You can see that it's actually taking me to an exe. So this is actually, if I click it, and I will click it, it's gonna download an exe file to my computer right now. Now whether this is actually a legit file or not, I don't know. It looks like it is. It looks like this is their file, but it will probably, when you install it on your computer, install other pieces of software with it. So it's not uncommon for people to do that. So you always want to be careful. Let's go to this site. When you go to any download site or any website at all, that you don't click things like that. Those are the things that really screw up your computer, and they actually will slow down your computer faster than you could ever imagine. This looks like some, I don't know, this looks like a more legit site. I don't think they would have anything like that on here. But let's go here. I mean, just showing you guys real quick the things that you should look out for. There's that exe, it finally downloaded. I mean, this looks just like a search engine, but a lot of times you'll go to sites like that for like game mods. My brother does it all the time, and he'll download torrents. That's another huge thing, is torrents. Whenever you go to something like the Pirate Bay, which, by the way, the Pirate Bay got a new URL, and it's kind of weird. There's the SX, there's the SE, and then that takes me to, oh, now they have .pe. Before it was like .ac, so they got, whoop. Don't look at that, guys. Anyways, if we go to something like, let's just say, I don't know. Let's go ahead and just download a quick, let's go to Ubuntu. Let's keep it legal here. Let's download the Linux Ubuntu operating system. So, if we click this, we can see that it's taking us to the 32-bit, or the 64-bit 1310 version of Ubuntu. But whenever you download a torrent, you can see that on something like the Pirate Bay, they always have this here. Don't get distracted over here, guys. But you can see it'll actually show you the files that you're going to download. So we're downloading one ISO file, so this looks pretty legit. But when you start to see EXEs and you see like 20 other files in here, and you're only downloading something like a movie or something, then it's probably not right. You know, you should only have an MP4 file if you're downloading a movie. You shouldn't have EXEs when you're downloading a movie. So that's the type of stuff that'll get you in trouble. And a lot of times it's stuff that people download that they don't really realize they're downloading. And see, it opens up these other links, and then you click here and you register and you sign up and you do all this stuff. And this is what really screws up your computer. So you got to try and stay away from scary links like that and things that will download software that you didn't mean to download on your computer, because a lot of times those run in the background and they mess up your computer. Besides that, there's not really much else. As long as you keep your operating system clean and you don't download stuff like that, you're pretty good. Hard disk space, like I said, it doesn't matter how much stuff you have on your computer. It's never going to affect really the speed of your computer at all. It's not going to affect if you have this thing packed to the max or not. People think they have oh, I have like a 10,000 pictures on my computer, so it's slowing it down. That does not slow down your computer at all, really. It doesn't. It does, because it does have to look through more files. You know, it's harder for it to find files. But it's not, the difference is so minute that it doesn't make a difference in a noticeable difference to you when you're working on your computer. But that's pretty much it for this. I just wanted to show you guys how you can get an old computer to run really smoothly. I mean, this computer runs fine, but Windows 8 is really the big difference that it makes. Windows 8 makes a huge difference in performance wise. Windows 8.1 actually runs faster for me than Linux Ubuntu. If I run this same computer on Linux Ubuntu, it does stall a lot, it freezes a lot, and it has problems launching certain programs. I mean, we can see here that I can easily break out, just a Dreamweaver task real quick here. It'll take a second, but it gets going and it doesn't lag once it starts up, So this old computer with less than a gig of RAM can run processes like this. I mean, obviously a normal computer that you have today, you would expect way more of it, but it's not worth, you don't have to throw out an old computer like this. This still is a great computer, and it could be used for a server or anything like that, but it does work very well. And I just wanted to show you guys that Windows 8 actually works magic when it comes to making old computers run like new. If you were to have even XP, I don't think XP even runs as fast compared to Windows 8. So, although a lot of you guys do bag on Windows 8 and talk about how crappy it is, it does run really smooth on old computers. So, that's pretty much it for this one, guys. I just wanted to show you what to look out for once you do have your new operating system installed, and what to be careful of, when you're on the internet, out on the internet. If you do break open your internet browser and there's some weird search bar here and you have like 20 toolbars up here, go to your control panel and delete like anything that you haven't ever installed intentionally, and that will probably delete the program from your computer. Sometimes it doesn't, but that's pretty much it for this one, guys. I just wanted to show you guys how to get an old computer running pretty smooth. If you guys have any more questions, I can definitely help you into more details if you have any questions on how to put Windows 8 on your computer or whatever, or if you have any questions on how to get another operating system running fast. Usually it's not going to run as fast as this, but don't throw out an old computer just because it's old. This is a computer with less than a gig of RAM and a single core processor and an 80 gig hard drive, and it runs very smooth for me. So that's pretty much it. Hope you guys enjoyed it, and like always, have a good one.